Hello everyone, welcome to the Alrasta channel. Here I will share spoilers for SwallowedStar episode 171. Remember, this is based on the novel, so it won't be 100% identical to the Donghua version. However, before diving into the story, as a note, in this spoiler video, I'll connect the story to the Donghua version of episode 170. However, if you've already watched the previous spoiler video until the end, it's better to watch the beginning of this video again. This video will provide more in-depth explanations, extending the narrative from the previous spoiler video. Additionally, I've analyzed the episode 171 review video. In the novel version, the story will flash back to Luofeng's mission to free the slaves on planet Bass. Therefore, I will revise the story to ensure that you are not confused when you later watch the Donghua version. Alright, let's start the story. Luofeng, along with his two brothers, Hong and Lei Shen, was engaged in a tense conversation. Their previous meetings had already been extraordinary, discussing the events Luofeng had experienced before their last encounter. However, the latest information from Hong surpassed Luofeng and Lei Shen's expectations. Hong, the eldest brother, revealed an unexpected connection to the Void Gold Master, the creator of one of the 52 primal chaos monuments, artifacts so powerful they rank among the top 10 strongest in the entire universe. The mere existence of the Void Gold Master was already shocking, given how rare and powerful such a figure was. Hong's luck began with elite training at the Huge Axe Dojo, where he was later sent to Primal Chaos City to train. The Huge Axe Dojo organization assigned him further guidance after he left the city. A sudden impulse led him to Fantasy Island, also known as Illusion Island, a place notorious for its terrifying pressure on the mind. The further one ventured into the island, the stronger the pressure became. Even for someone as strong as Hong, the pressure was overwhelming. With his extraordinary mental strength, Hong managed to reach the 21st island, an incredible achievement. However, he failed there. Luofeng and Lei Shen were extremely shocked. Luofeng himself, when he was still at the universe level, was only able to reach the 10th island. Hong explained that his ability to reach the 21st island was not only due to his extraordinary mental strength, but also his ability to control and adapt to the terrifying pressure of consciousness. He described 3 levels of mental condition. First, hardening like stone. Second, adapting like water. And third, encompassing all like an endless heart. Hong has reached the 3rd level, but it is not yet perfect, which is why he failed on the 21st island. Hong's failure on Fantasy Island caught the attention of the leaders of the Huge Axe Dojo, including Void Gold Master and the founder of the Huge Axe Dojo himself. The founder accepted Hong as a disciple, but due to his busy schedule, he assigned Void Gold Master to guide him first. Only after Hong reaches the level of Immortal King will he be considered a true disciple of the founder of the Huge Axe Dojo. This is an extraordinary opportunity, considering how difficult it is to receive guidance from beings of such power. Even Bolin, a genius, did not have such an opportunity. Hong also recommended Lei Shen to the Void Gold Master, and Lei Shen would receive guidance from one of the Void Gold Master's disciples. Luofeng was very happy to see his brothers make such remarkable progress. Although their talents were not as high as his, they had each found their own path to extraordinary power. Luofeng himself was also determined to surpass everyone and reach the pinnacle of his power. He was motivated by the competition with other geniuses, including KED as his senior and venerable Shi Huo, who were also guided by powerful beings. The conversation continued with Luofeng asking Hong about the secret of Earth that had caught the attention of the venerables from the Huge Axe Dojo. Hong nodded, and he knew the secret. The story begins with the increasingly thrilling adventures of Luofeng and his brother. Hong's extraordinary success on Fantasy Island, conquering 20 islands in a row, an unprecedented feat for someone of his strength, attracts the attention of 2 of the most influential figures in the universe, the founder of the Huge Axe Dojo and the Void Gold Master. Both of them realize that Luofeng and Hong, 2 extraordinary geniuses, come from the same planet. Earth. This fact is extremely shocking, as the emergence of two geniuses from the same planet, especially in the same generation, is an extremely rare and unexpected event. This strange phenomenon prompted the founder of Huge Axe Dojo to conduct an in-depth investigation of Earth. The results of the investigation revealed a secret that could shake the universe. Earth had undergone a massive renovation by an almighty being 1 trillion years ago. This renovation was not merely a physical overhaul, but a fundamental transformation of the planet's very essence. Earth was modified in such a way that humans born there underwent a unique spiritual evolution, particularly in terms of mental abilities. They naturally find it easier to understand and enhance their mental capabilities compared to humans from other planets. This explains why, throughout Earth's history, especially in China, so many powerful figures with extraordinary mental abilities have emerged. The identity of the Almighty being responsible for this renovation remains a secret, but Hong mentioned that this being possesses unmatched power, even surpassing that of the Void Goldmaster. Only the founder of the Huge Axe Dojo is considered his equal. According to information obtained by Hong from the founder and the Void Goldmaster, this being once created a race called the Flame God race. This race possesses extraordinary physical strength, but is extremely weak in mental abilities. Therefore, Earth was renovated as a breeding ground to develop humans with extraordinary mental abilities, serving as a counterbalance to the weaknesses of the Flame God race. After humans gained control of Earth, the being left the planet. The secrets of Earth involving powerful beings capable of creating a race are truly astonishing. Luofeng realized that Earth, with its extraordinary history and background, was not an ordinary planet. It was an invaluable treasure. He also became aware of the existence of other powerful beings in the universe, whose strength rivaled and even surpassed that of humanity. He pondered the challenges he would face in the future, with Earth at the center of all problems. He decided to let the Virtual Universe Company handle the Huge Axe Dojo and the implications of Earth's newly revealed secrets. The story ends with a broader view of the universe, full of mystery and unexpected power. The fate of Luofeng and his siblings, as well as Earth's future, remains an exciting mystery. After discovering the secrets of Earth, Luofeng realized how precious his home planet truly was. Earth was not merely a place to live, but a breeding ground that had been renovated by a powerful being using immeasurable energy. The value of Earth far exceeded Luofeng's control, like a treasure contested by two gods. But it fell into the hands of a warrior at the domain master level, like himself. To great powers like the Huge Axe Dojo and the Virtual Universe Company, Luofeng was merely an insignificant being. He could only wait and see what would happen. The tense conversation finally broke down 3 hours after Luofeng had discussed the matter with his brother. Suddenly, two unexpected guests arrived at Luofeng's residence on Yuxiang Mountain in the virtual world. They were the Venerable Nine Swords, a renowned venerable, and a mysterious woman in red armor, who was later revealed to be another venerable. Their arrival marked the beginning of negotiations that would determine the fate of Earth. The Venerable Nine Swords and the woman, representing the Virtual Universe Company, directly offered Luofeng two options. The first option was to sell Earth to the Virtual Universe Company in exchange for 200 billion Hunyuan, to be paid in installments based on Luofeng's increasing strength. This sounded tempting, but effectively meant handing over complete control of Earth. The second option was far less financially lucrative, offering only 50 billion Hunyuan under a similar payment scheme, but allowing humans to remain on Earth. The Virtual Universe Company would build floating cities above the ocean, with a guarantee that they would not interfere with human life on Earth. Luofeng faced a very difficult choice. The first option offered extraordinary wealth, but meant surrendering Earth completely to an external power. The second option is far less financially lucrative, but it allows humanity to remain on Earth, preserving their identity and way of life. After carefully weighing the long-term consequences and the impact on his people, Luofeng chose the second option, prioritizing the safety and well-being of his people over personal wealth. Luofeng's decision surprised the two venerables. They respected Luofeng's commitment to his people, even though it meant losing a large amount of wealth. In a world where power and wealth are often the top priorities, Luofeng's loyalty to his people showed his extraordinary character. After signing the contract, the two venerables left, leaving Luofeng alone with a heavy burden of responsibility. Although relieved, Luofeng felt weak. He realized that he was still very weak compared to the great powers of the universe. However, he was also motivated to become stronger, to protect Earth and its people with his own strength. He was determined to continue fighting and growing until one day he could stand shoulder to shoulder with the powerful beings who had shaped Earth's destiny. His journey had only just begun, and greater challenges lay ahead. He must prepare himself to face an uncertain future, but with an unwavering resolve to protect his home and his people. After the contract with Virtual Universe Company was signed by Luofeng, everything proceeded according to plan. Of course, the huge Axe Dojo organization would no longer bother Luofeng in the future. Virtual Universe Company, with its extraordinary efficiency, immediately sent a large number of personnel to Earth via interstate teleportation, beginning the construction of their floating cities above the oceans. Another ambitious project also began, the construction of a massive temple on the outskirts of the solar system, nearly as large as the sun. This temple would serve as a dwelling place for extremely powerful beings, showcasing how important Earth was to the Virtual Universe Company. Luofeng observed all of this with relief, recalling the company's promise not to interfere with human life on Earth. Meanwhile, Luofeng patiently waited for the results of the mission. His determination in eliminating the insect-like spy agents had made him curious about the final assessment of his mission. 5 days later, Babata delivered a message from Virtual Universe Company regarding the mission. The assessment revealed a completion rate of 90%, awarding Luofeng 90,000 points. The evaluation noted his extreme efficiency, which was almost bloodthirsty, in eliminating over 1 million people, the minions of the insect race. However, the evaluation also acknowledged his cold and calculated approach, his ability to distinguish between targets and innocent victims, and his lack of emotional involvement, which ultimately earned him a passing grade. Luofeng chuckled as he read the assessment. He would not change his method, even if it meant risking a lower score. His actions were justified, and he would not compromise his principles for points. Soon, a new message appeared. Luofeng carefully read the Level 1 mission letter. This mission was challenging and unusual. The objective was to punish 18 executives from the Flame Wind Organization, a slave trading and dark crime syndicate operating in the Qianwu universe. Luofeng is given the option of punishment, death, imprisonment for 100 years, 10,000 years, or 1 million years. His choice will be evaluated based on fairness and the severity of their crimes. All of Luofeng's actions will be broadcast live to the Virtual Universe Company network for accurate assessment. Luofeng was confused because this mission was different from previous ones. There was no precise scoring system, and all decisions were up to him. He had to be careful and achieve at least an 80% completion rate to advance to Level 2. If he failed, the mission would end. Luofeng contacted the information department to obtain detailed information about the 18 executives, including their strengths and locations. The information provided was much more detailed than the initial mission letter. He read it carefully, and the cruelty of the Flame Wind Organization made him sick. They committed various cruel and heinous acts against their slaves, exceeding the limits of humanity. Luofeng, determined to punish them appropriately, ordered Babata to calculate the most efficient route to reach the 18 executives. After analysis by Babata, the fastest route was to go to the planet Bass, where Klaus, one of the executives, lived, which would take 5 months and 8 days. During the trip, Luofeng pondered the mission. He realized that the Virtual Universe Company was looking for characters who were different from other geniuses. They were looking for a unique approach, one that was not limited by predetermined answers. Luofeng's decision would determine his level of completion, which would have a direct impact on his final reward. The Yunmo ship arrived at planet Bass, a dark red planet with white clouds. Luofeng and Dylan, his immortal guards, exited the ship and entered the planet. A broadcast synchronized with the Virtual Universe Network was activated, recording Luofeng's every move. Luofeng and Dylan landed on a mountain, witnessing the sight of slaves gathering flame grass rainbow medicinal plants. They were under the strict control of the Flame Wind Organization. Luofeng felt empathy for the slaves because Earth had almost suffered the same fate in the past. With quick steps, Luofeng flew toward Klaus's location, and Luofeng's first task as a judge had begun. On the other hand, in a remote village inhabited by the huge wood tribe, deep in the wilderness, simple wooden houses stood in rows, forming a large settlement that housed millions of people from the huge wood tribe. Their lives are peaceful, though simple. They live off farming and gathering a rare herb called flame grass rainbow, which serves as their primary source of income. However, this peace is constantly threatened by the arrival of warriors from the Flame Wind organization, a powerful and ruthless group that controls the region. Every year, the Flame Wind organization comes to collect taxes in the form of flame grass rainbow. If the harvest is less than the specified target, they will take a number of residents as slaves. This system has been going on for centuries, creating an endless cycle of suffering for the residents of the huge wood tribe. They are powerless against the might of the Flame Wind organization. This year, the disaster has returned. Not long after, 10 giant red ships suddenly appeared in the sky, shattering the peace of the huge wood tribe. From the ships emerged warriors of the Flame Wind organization, tall and muscular with advanced weapons. They looked like terrifying giants to the villagers, who only had simple weapons. The warriors immediately declared that this year's flame grass rainbow harvest was 30% less than usual, so they had the right to take 30% of the huge wood tribe's population as slaves. Fear and despair gripped the hearts of the huge wood tribe. They had grown accustomed to their fate, but still parting with family and friends was extremely painful. Cries and sobs filled the air as the villagers, chosen against their will, were forced onto the massive ships. Among them was a young man named Long Luo, a highly skilled martial artist. He was the last hope of the huge wood tribe. Long Luo, despite being just a young man, had a strong determination to fight against injustice. He tried to fight the soldiers of the Flame Wind organization, but he was no match for them. He was captured and taken away along with the other villagers. The village elders tried to negotiate, offering their possessions in exchange, but the soldiers did not respond. They only followed the rules set by their organization. In the midst of despair, a miracle occurred. Two mysterious figures suddenly appeared. They were powerful warriors, Luofeng and Dylan, whose strength far surpassed that of the Flame Wind organization soldiers. With ease, they defeated the soldiers, freeing the people of the huge wood tribe from the clutches of the Flame Wind organization. The two mysterious warriors then vanished without a trace, leaving the huge wood tribe in a state of safety and gratitude. This event served as proof that even in the darkest of situations, there is always hope for liberation. The huge wood tribe could finally live in peace, though the threat of the Flame Wind organization could return in the future. So what happens next? Let's wait for next week's spoiler, guys. Alright, thank you for watching until the end, and don't forget to support this channel with likes, subscribe, and comments. That's all from me. Bye.